welcome back to another video. So I'm going to do a builder gel, hard gel set today. I'm a bit poorly today, so I'm not going to be so chirpy. So I've already done 3 nails to save a bit of time. I've got my pretend nail beds in. So I'm using these tips. These are the tapered, ultra thin tapered from Glitter Planet that I didn't like last time because of that C-curve. I'm not a fan of strong C-curves. So what I've done with them this time, I've just flattened that C-curve between my fingers. Just flatten it. And then I'm just going to use my regular brush on nail glue and just glue it on as I normally would. But then I'm using some really sharp, skinny scissors. And I'm just going to snip down the sides and turn them into more of a coffin. Yeah, I'm not a fan of C-curves. I can never seem to get the shape right once I've put the product on. So for that reason, yeah, I'm not a fan of them. Can you see how square it is? So I'm literally just snipping down the sides, being very careful not to snip my client's fingers. Or should I say my very expensive red iguana hand. Can you see how much I've snipped off? Just a teeny bit. Just turns them into more of a coffin. Yeah, and I liked them. They're a really nice shape. So I'm just going to quickly now file over, give it a quick buff. I normally file over to blend it in as well, but these are that thin, you don't need to. So just straighten the edges up, and I'm just going to buff off that shiny surface. Yeah, can you see how they've not got that strong seat? I mean, they've still got a nice curve to them, just not a really strong one. So Lemon Drizzle is a glitter I'm using. I love this glitter. So pretty, isn't it? And I've pulled out some butterflies. I'm just going to use a couple of these yellow ones. No, these are the ones I ended up using. These ones. So I'm using Canni. This is the Canni Cover Pink that turned up dark brown. I hated it, so I made it lighter with a bit of white pigment. And I'm using this little yellow builder gel from Savvyland. So I'm starting out on this finger. I'm just going to do a fade with this Canni. Just a really thin layer to start with. My first layer that I do really thin, I just use it to kind of map out where I'm going to want it to be. It stops that second layer that you put on from slipping and sliding everywhere. So just pull it down that nail, and then I like to dry my brush off, get all that excess gel off my brush, and then I'll fade it down the nail. I'm going to do this in just thin layers because it's quite a runny gel, and I'm just going to stick each layer in the lamp for half a cure, and I'll give it a full cure once I've done that final layer. So onto this ring finger now. I've sped this up a little bit more because it's exactly the same as the pointer finger that I've just done. Right, onto this middle finger now. I've done the pinky off camera because it's the same as the first two nails that I showed you. And this nail is just going to be a full nail of this cover pink. So again, a really, really thin slip layer. That first layer that you're doing, if you're not doing a base coat, make sure you rub it right into that nail. So yeah, I'll let my builder gels drip down the nail by themselves if they're runny enough. And I just use my brush to guide it down. You'll see that I kind of swipe side to side just to guide it down the nail, yeah. And then that's going to get a full 60-second cure as well. Beautiful colour this gel turned out. When I got it, it was supposed to be cover pink. And it was like a dark brown. It was horrible. So I used white pigment powder just to lighten it. I made another one as well and I added pink and white to make like a nude pink. They turned out really pretty colours, so it won't get wasted. They'll get used. Especially this one, I love it. Right, so on this ring finger with this yellow, I just wanted a couple of kind of swooshes. It did kind of merge together, so I just swiped through it a couple of times with my brush. Yeah, just like that. Can you see? When it merged together, I'm just swiping through it with my brush. I wanted it slightly transparent like the pinky and the pointer finger. I just wanted little, not transparent, but kind of little swooshes. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stick that in the lamp for 60 seconds. I'm really not with it, guys, today at all. My head is pounding. Right, on this pinky, I quickly realised I should have done this yellow first. When I'm doing a fade with gel, it's so much easier to fade the top colour down into the bottom. I really struggled to fade this up. So what I ended up doing was I just levelled it out with the top nail bed colour and file it down in a minute, and then I'll do the blend again. I'll blend the top colour down into the yellow. So this is where I realised I'm just going to have to slap it on, build it up, and I'll file it down in a minute and do it again. So yeah, I'll let you watch and I'll be back in a sec. Right, so I've wiped that tacky layer off. So I'm just going to file this right down now, get it nice and even, and then I'm going to go in with that nail bed colour, the Canni, because it's just so much easier to blend gels downwards than it is upwards. So it turned out fine anyway, it turned out perfect. So this ring finger, I'm just giving it a really, really thin clear coat on the tip, because obviously those yellow swooshes, they're a bit lumpy bumpy, and I want to put some glitter and butterflies on it. I needed a flat surface, so this is just a little thin layer, just so I can put glitter and butterflies on it. That's going to have a full 60-second cure as well. So now that's cured, that ring finger, I'm using a wet base coat. I've not cured the base coat, and I'm just putting a tiny little sprinkle of this glitter on the pointer finger and the ring finger. And I'm going to put a couple of butterflies on as well and get them cured. So I'm just using my clear IBD gel now. I'm going to get these encapsulated. I'm just going to show you this pointer finger, and that cures in the lamp for 60 seconds. So again, make sure you get that tacky layer off before you go in with your file. So what I do first with my filing, I'll file up the sides just to make sure they're a nice straight coffin, same shape as the tip that I glued on. What I also do as well is file the tip, make sure the nails are all the same length, and then I'm going to use a softer grip file just to go around that cuticle area, make sure that's all nice and blended in and nice and flat. And then I'm going to use a buffer and buff it off and get it smooth. I'm so sorry, guys. Right, so that's them all filed, buffed. I've pulled out some yellow neon gems, and I'm going to use a couple of these AB ones as well. So I'm just going to show you this one finger, and then I'll be back to top coat. Right guys, that's all my gems on, so we're just going to get these top coated now and that'll be then finished. There we go. I really like these. I'm really enjoying yellow at the minute, you know. I really am. I love that glitter. They're just nice and plain and simple, kind of. I really like them. Let me know what you think, guys. I think they're nice for spring, aren't they, and Easter this time of year. But anyway, that is it for today, guys. I'm going to go and get myself a nice hot chocolate and get in bed early, I think. I feel like dog shit. But anyway, that is it. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hit your notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And hopefully, I'll see you all back in my next one. Take care. Bye.